So I've just finished the video for today, and annoyingly, really annoyingly, I've found that the screen recording software has not actually recorded the screen. My audio recording software has caught all that I've said throughout the morning, but I have nothing to show you visually, which is a real pain in the backside. So what I've tried to do, as you can probably see on screen now, is I've put together some screenshots of the trade at the points that I'm talking, and try to best illustrate what I was talking about at those points. I'm really sorry if some bits don't make much sense because you can't see what I was pointing at or the gestures I was making, etc. I will try my best to make sure that it makes some sense. What I'll do at the end of the video is show you a little section of me just showing the account, basically showing the entry points and the exit points for the trade itself, and you'll see the orders and things in there. So yeah, again, my apologies. I hope the video is at least somewhat useful to you. It shouldn't be too bad. It's just really annoying that there's no video to go with the audio. So yeah, apologies again, and I do hope you enjoy. Good morning, traders, and welcome to today's live trading. First of all, Happy New Year to all. I hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year, decent celebrations, and are ready to come back to the markets this year, make any improvements you want to make, and just work towards your goals this year. I mentioned at the end of last year, sort of this period is really good. I know it's a bit maybe cliche and stereotypical, but just to review how your year went and set your goals for going forward this year. That's what I've done, and I'll be putting plans in place now to make sure that I do those goals and meet those targets. They vary from testing certain things within the markets. I've said this before. There's always something that I want to test. I might not get it done as quickly as I could, but I do work on it sort of progressively, bit by bit, chunk by chunk. So yeah, that's effectively it. I've got goals for the YouTube channel this year as well. I'm starting to get a lot of different kind of requests through the YouTube channel, so I'm looking at different things that I could potentially do this year. But yeah, I'd recommend that you do the same, especially when it comes to your trading. If there's things that you want to improve on, it will definitely help if you sort of take an incremental approach. First of all, accept where you are in your sort of trading learning curve, and then just look at the next step. Don't look at the end goal. Look at, okay, what do I need to do to get to that next step better, and then that next step better. And if you take that approach, by the end of the year, I'm sure you'll be surprised at how much progress you will have made. But enough rambling. Today is the 10th of January. It's the first live trading video of the year. Excuse me. So as usual, we are on the FTSE. I'm going to quickly run you through my bands for today. You can see we've got two, just one above, one below price, just around sort of really the 6,900 level, and sort of 6,865-ish. I do have a couple above and below. I won't bore you with them until we get to them, if we do get to them. As far as immediate trade setups go, I haven't got too much really. If I was to choose, I would like price to come down, find support at this band around sort of the 6,870 level, and I would love to look to buy that back up towards this band here. So if that does happen, that will be something I'll be looking at. But other than that, I'll really just be looking at how price reacts as and when it gets into the bands, the usual stuff really. So yeah, not much else to say for now. I'll go back to waiting for the open, and when we start getting some signals, I will come back to you. Right, so we're just coming up to 9 o'clock. What I'm going to do is put a long signal just above this candle here, the sort of the red pin. So if I quickly bring up the trading platform, the high of this candle is, if you're going to tell me, high is 6871.5, so I want to be in at 72.7. 72.7. Submit that. So you can see the orders in there. It is coming down a little bit anyway at the moment, but if price does want to start moving upwards, then obviously we'll get triggered. And for those of you that are new or have never seen me do this type of entry before, basically if price remains within the range of that candle, then the order just stays valid for the entire time that it does that. If it closes below this candle, then I will cancel the order, and obviously if it starts moving up, then it should trigger the order. So yeah, basically all I'm looking for is a move up towards this band up here. You can see we tested it right on 8 o'clock, sorry, just before 8 o'clock, and we've not tested it since. So that's all I'm really looking for, is just to move up towards there. What we might see happen is price come down, close below this signal candle, and then set up again, in which case, if nothing really has changed, I'll just take that signal. What I like about this one is, if we look at this low over here, this is above this. So if we were to get in up here, we are above this previous swing. If we take a signal that's below it, for me it's just got a less chance of working out, so it's not as attractive proposition to take. But yeah, this is an example of what I was talking about. This candle has closed down, but it hasn't closed outside the range of that previous signal candle. So for now, the order will just stay in, and if price can still move up and trigger the order, then it's still perfectly valid for me. So what I'll do is I'll bring the ticket across so you can see it. There we are. In fact, that's just been triggered, so I can bring the live ticket across now. If it lets me. There we go. So you can see that. I'll move this over here a little bit. Yeah, and I'll leave that ticket there. So you'll probably see this disappear once or maybe twice. That's just me adding the orders, and then I'll just bring the ticket up again. But like I say, we are looking for a move up towards sort of 6890, that sort of direction. So we'll see how this one runs. Right, so we're like 25 to 10 now. I just wanted to run through basically this price movement a little bit. You can see price is sort of struggling in this triangle type pattern. And it's usually just indicative of sort of low volatility, really. It doesn't really want to break out of one side or the other, which is a little bit annoying, because really the target is more up here with this sort of level here. So if it could spike up to there, I'd gladly take the profit if I could. I think the risk on this is pretty low. So yeah, there's about 10 points risk. So if we get up to here, we're looking at about 15 points profit, which is, it's pretty good. 1.5 to 1. Excuse me. So yeah, if it can do that, that's basically what I'm going to do. I just think it's likely to sort of maybe chop here for a little bit longer, maybe. It's tested each side like 3 times. So saying that, maybe we're going to get this push through up to the target level now. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at as I'm watching this. So if we can get up to that level, I will take the profit. So I'll keep watching for now. Okay, so I'm going to close it there. 14 points profit. That was literally just after I'd talked through the previous thing as well. But yeah, that's exactly the level I was looking for. I was a little bit conscious about maybe spiking, but that didn't happen. But yeah, it was just that level there, really. You can see price has tested it a couple of times, and we got a small reaction there, and a breakthrough. We had a couple of reactions here and along it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a bounce here, maybe come back down and test this sort of sloping line here. But yeah, that's effectively what I was looking for, that bounce there. So I think we finished 14, not 15, but it's still 1.4 to 1. Good risk to reward on that trade. Well managed. What helps with trades like this, because we got in this at, when was it, 8:40, 8:45ish, and we're only 9:40, so it's only been an hour. But that said, you've watched it react well, then you've watched it sort of chop in between sort of semi-decent profit to back to break even for about 40 minutes there. And that's just one of those that can really sort of test your resolve on holding a trade to the target, because when you're watching your P&L go from 0 to, say, 5 or 6 points in profit, 5 or 6 points in profit is obviously not going to change your life, hopefully, with the position size that you're trading at. So it's not a huge amount of money or anything, but you are watching, it is sort of a success thing. You're watching, 6 pips or 6 points is a successful trade. 0 points, people see it as, not a successful trade. So that's sort of difficult to watch, especially, 5 times over, where you're 6 points up, back to 0, 6 points up, -1, you drops to -1, and, a little bit under break even. So that can be a difficult thing, because then when it comes back to 6 points, you're like, I'm just going to take the profit here. And then you end up taking what is effectively a 0.6 reward for a 1 risk. Now, take too many of those and not have a good enough win rate, and your account will slowly diminish. It won't happen over a week, but over, say, 3 months, you could look back on it and say, well, actually, there's a good number of trades here where I haven't taken enough reward for the risk that I've put on the table, and actually it's having a slow but negative effect on my account. Those sort of trades are like a quick gratification sort of thing. You take the quick gratification there in the moment, the 6 points, but then when you look back on it, you think, actually, the long-term effects of that, then it's not good at all. That's maybe one of the things that you found in your trading when you were looking, sort of reviewing your performance last year for 2018. And if it is, then don't worry about it. At least you've identified the problem. Now, for this year, put a plan in place to try and fix the problem. And, maybe look at your first month, then first 3 months, and just see how it's progressing. And if it's not completely fixed, sort of 3 months down the line, don't kick yourself for it. That goes for any problem that you're trying to overcome. But as long as you're seeing progress in the right direction, then that's good enough. And hopefully you can get to a point where it's actually benefiting your account. It's not that negative effect that it once was. But yeah, not really sure how I got onto that from this particular trade, but there you are. Okay, so here is the account. So you can see that the buy order was here at 6872.7. We got filled at that price. I put in a stop loss of 6862, I think. That's what that is. And then I closed the trade at 6886.9. That's obviously the spread, for £28.40 profit. Woo! And so obviously £2 a point, which is what I usually trade at. You can see there the units. That's the position size I trade at on this account for the YouTube channel. That yields a 14-point profitable move. So a 14-point winning trade. So yeah, that's basically the proof of what happened this morning. It's a little bit annoying because I couldn't show you it live like I usually can, but at least you saw it there. I promise this will be fixed for next week, so there'll be more to look at. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.